we're talking about 3 drummers, not just 3 drummers, but 3 of the greatest drummers in rock and roll and music today. They've done it all. Superstars. We got Mr. Kenny Aronoff, played with everybody in the planet. We got Sheila E, platinum Grammy artist, you know, all that kind of stuff. And we got Mr. Jason Bonham, and he plays with me, but don't hold him.
Grammy-winning
Don't take
artist
that against him. Wait, don't hold that against him.
Grammy-winning artist too.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, so welcome. And so, Sheila, we kind of go back like to San Francisco and stuff.
Absolutely.
When I was first starting in Montrose and all those early 70s, I'd see you at SIR.
SIR, absolutely.
So being a drummer that came out from behind the drums, I mean, you know, there's very few guys, girls, anybody that's ever done that. You're one of the few that actually became a front person, name on the marquee, you know, Don Henley and Buddy Miles. I mean, you know, it's a rare thing. So did you plan that? I mean, how did that happen? Every drummer probably wishes that would happen, right?
Well,
how the hell did you do that?
Well, it's different because I started playing percussion, so I wasn't a drummer. I'm a percussionist who actually plays drums, a little bit of drums. And so growing up listening to my dad play, it was always percussion in the house. When his band would rehearse in the living room, his drummer would get off and was like, I want to play drums too. So I'd get off for a minute, like, oh, okay. Long story short, we go into me playing percussion with my dad at 15 professionally. I was like, this is what I want to do.
And your dad, one of the greatest
he's amazing.
in the world. No, I mean, come on.
He's still amazing. We just played 8 shows together. He's still killing it, kicking butt. But then I was introduced to Billy Cobham did a record on my dad and I, and that's how I met George Duke. So with George Duke, I go to his band, and Ndugu at the time, Ndugu Chancellor's playing drums. George had a song called Reach For It, and Ndugu wanted to be in the front, and so he said, you play drums. I was like, okay. So I played drums, and next thing I was like, yes, this is what I want to do, is play some rock and roll, some funk.
It's that easy, folks. You can become a superstar, sell millions of records, and get a Grammy Award and all that stuff just because somebody invites you to sit down at the kit. Yeah, so what was it like playing with Prince? Come on now.
You should ask, I wish he was here, so you could ask him how was it like playing with Sheila E.
I wish I could.
Yeah. It was, we had a blast.
Did you learn a lot? I mean, you came as an accomplished musician, don't get me wrong, but did you learn about songwriting or pop music, or did you get something out of that?
The only thing that was different one of the things that was different that I could say was coming from recording with other artists here when I come to Los Angeles. Being in the studio with other artists, it's like, oh, tape up your cowbell. I hear a rattle, tape this up. It was so clean, and you know, it kind of took away the sound. Everything had to be, so that sound was just like this. When we come to LA, it was like there was no movement. With Prince, we would go in the studio, we'd barely finish, you know, setting up, and he just counted off, and we go into, it's like, if the bass is distorted, that's the sound he wants, is let's distort the bass. And you know, the cowbells are rattling, you know, there's some stuff on the timbales, just leave it, you know. That's
it's about the vibe, right?
It's all about the ring.
So when you get, so when everything is the way that it's supposed to be, that also then feeds into the ambience of the song, because you've got stuff happening where you really don't hear it, but it's there, and it's making that funk sound funky, you know. You don't want to make it clean.
Oh, that stuff sounded good. Kenny, Kenny, we all know that you've played with everyone.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you haven't played with?
I would love to play live with Jeff Beck once.
You haven't?
I recorded with him. He wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Oh, that's different.
Someone told me he was going to be there, and then I realized he ain't coming in to track. Jeff Beck doesn't track. He comes in, plays a solo once or twice, and leaves.
Okay, so we'll get Jeff. Jeff, can you hear this? Okay, we'll get Jeff for
Jeff
you.
Beck.
Okay, but who's? I need some highlights.
Okay, I will. It started in
Jack
rock.
and Diane. That's you, right?
My first break was with John Cougar Mellencamp, and when I did this drum solo on Jack and Diane, which was either I was going to get fired or I was in the band.
It's legendary.
And and so that launched, I blew his career up, but launched my career. Like all of a sudden, who's this guy? Anyway, I did that for 17 years.
Good sounding records.
And then I went to Bob Seger. Then I did 10 years with Joe Cocker, 10 years with Melissa Etheridge. I did this super group called Chicken Foot. I did John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater for about 25 years, and then I've even filled in with Styx, Goo Goo Dolls, stuff like that.
That means you're like 110 right now.
Well, there's overlap. There's overlap.
That's a lot of it.
That's very special to have played with that many people. Who's the biggest asshole you've ever played with besides me? No, besides me.
No, you're not a big asshole. Sorry, dude.
He's a little.
You're a nice guy.
Come on, who's the worst guy you ever played with, Kenny? Who was the most trouble? Who gave you the most? Come on
Can't
now.
say that.
You can't say names.
All right, you'll never work again.
No,
Okay, forget you. Jason, yourself.
You.
Yourself. Jason's a great singer. People don't realize this guy's in my band. At sound check, you're always singing. You're singing Bad Company songs. You're singing soul tunes. You're singing anything.
But it
now,
was
in my band, you won't sing.
Yeah, I'm just
in our
frustrated.
band, in our band, you won't sing.
I always say if you can't do it brilliantly,
You do.
I'd rather not.
Is it hard to sing and play at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Who's the
how
best?
you do it with the breathing, I mean, even like Phil Collins, who was one of my total heroes who I got to work with, yeah, you find you can't sing and play unless...
Yes, you can.
See,
I do it all the time.
See, Kenny, you're the go-to drummer today. I mean, seriously, everybody knows this guy has more gigs. Every time I turn TV on, there's some kind of an event, and Kenny's playing drums. It's like I get invited to do some event. Kenny's the drummer. It's like
Watch the president get voted in. He's the drummer.
But are you happy? Are you satisfied with that? Did you ever feel like I would just want to grab that singer and that guitar player and that bass player and start a band?
I'm a band guy first and foremost.
But why haven't you ever done that? Is it you're too busy? You're too busy.
Yeah. What people don't know about me is because there was no school of rock when I was a kid, and there was nobody say, this is how you become a rock star. I grew up in a town of 3,000 people, so I started studying classical music. And then for some reason, I went down that road, always played in bands, and my reading chops went through the roof. And playing all the percussion, playing in symphony orchestras. A lot of people don't know this. I got into the Jerusalem Symphony Orchestra, and I turned it down because I wanted to go back to rock and roll. But what happened was later on in life, having that ability to read and all the other things that come with that kind of discipline, brought the rock and roll and that world together. And when I learned songs for you, I write every note out. And then so that at least I understand what we're talking about.
That is exactly my way.
I know that about you.
My dad's whole theory was like self-taught. He didn't have a drum kit till he was even 16. He only had a snare drum. We had a jukebox in the house, and he would put on certain songs. And I'd be 4 years old, and he'd go, play this, play that. And they were always old, like Motown songs, and a lot of like early Free and Bad Company and groove stuff, you know. And he always says, and I'd go, Dad, I want to learn how to go. Do it. He goes, no. I want to hear you go, and make me play along. So like Dr. John. He'd make me play with Dr. John.
Oh, he made you play with Dr. John?
Yeah, because...
One of the baddest mother...
What 6-year-old, what 5-year-old kid knows Dr. John?
Yeah.
I want to jam to Dr. John.
How could you stoop so low?
So when I was in the movie, and that song remains the same as a little kid, you see me play, but you don't know what I was playing, because it's the dad. We found the footage, and I'm playing, gotta be the right place. At the wrong time.
Okay,
yeah.
so if it wouldn't have been for your father, do you think you would have been a drummer?
I say, if it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be here.
Well, I mean, wait a minute. Okay, let me rephrase that, ladies and gentlemen. There. But no, for your father wouldn't have been a drummer, do you think you would have became a drummer?
Sadly for me, if he hadn't have passed, I don't know if I would have continued drumming.
Interesting.
Because I was a very successful motocross junior rider and sponsored and raced dirt bikes and was very, very good at that. And so until my dad passed, and it was about 2 years after my father passed, I said, you know what? I want to make him proud. Because he always used to say, you will keep playing the drums, won't you? I know you love your bikes, but you will keep playing your drums, right?
That's awesome.
And I used to go, yeah, Dad, whatever, yes, yeah.
How about you, Sheila? Do you think without your father's influence and all that, you would have said, I'm going to be a drummer?
I didn't know I was going to play percussion. We'll call you percussionist. I like that. No, but he forced me to play violin in the 3rd grade. I took it for 5 years, got scholarships, and I didn't want to play. I was an athlete. My mom's an athlete, so I was
track star.
Track star, yeah. So my thing,
could run.
yeah. So I was training to be in the Olympics, and I also played in an undefeated women's soccer team and won trophies for most goals. And So that's, yeah, so soccer.
cool.
So that's why playing double
What's your
kick for
team?
me, it's like it's running.
How was it playing with the Led Zeppelin reunion, that thing in London? You're standing back there in the drums with Robert, Jimmy. I mean,
Playing
were you
with
freaked
them
out?
is...
No, come on. Were you freaked out?
I've
You did a great job,
I've
by
had
the
the
way.
privilege. Thank you. I've
You
had
did
the
a great job.
privilege of playing with them on a few different incidents and moments, and it's
But
one
how-
of those
that was
things
a real
that
gig,
for me,
bro.
that,
That was a
for me
real
was
gig.
I was finally old enough to realize who they were. I was, oh my God, this is Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And they were like, hold on, when did you become a fan? And I'm like, too late. I said, because when Dad was alive, he was just Dad. It was like, yeah, whatever. Stuart Copeland's better than you. You know, I like the Police. It was. I was
I
telling
get it, I
the
get it.
Police. So to get a chance to look at those guys, it was a highly emotional thing because all I wanted to do was make those guys smile.
Sure.
Because to me, a smile from them was as if I was getting it from my dad.
Here's the deal, this or that, and I don't want anybody going wishy-washy me on the, you know. Okay, Kenny, Ringo or Paul McCartney?
Oh, that's not nice.
Oh, God, that's...
Paul McCartney,
This
come
or
on,
that.
be honest.
This or
Ringo
that.
McCartney.
Yeah.
Ringo. Sheila, I'm gonna go easy on you. Well, you're not gonna answer. You're not going to, right?
Okay,
Or are you going to?
I'd have to say McCartney because of the
See,
songwriting. The
he went-
songwriting.
He's like, McCartney.
No, I love Ringo Starr. I think he was a genius, but
course.
the songs came
Of
from the
course.
songwriters.
Okay,
I have to go.
I'm gonna go easy on Sheila relative to that.
I love you.
Playing a full kit or just being a percussion, you know, standing up. and
Just being a percussion.
Scraping
I
and
dare you.
shaking. Sitting down.
Just being a percussion.
How
Well, no,
dare you?
I know.
How dare you? I'm
Son of a
leaving.
bitch.
That-
I know, this show's over.
leaving
Ladies
this
and gentlemen,
show.
welcome to
Just-
another rock and roll road trip that bombed.
He ain't good
I don't
with
mean it
words.
like that. I just mean like.
Just being
Yeah,
I'm
well,
li-
when you
How
say
dare
full kit-
I am leaving
Damn, no,
the
you're
show.
not. Sheila,
Yeah.
please come back.
Sheila.
I'm
Jimmy,
leaving
Can you
the
believe he said that?
Please, please, please. Oh, please.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Oh, the
Hold
Kate,
on.
the Kate.
No.
Sheila, please.
No, please, no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.